feel like my husband's social media addiction is having an effect on the entire family. We're raising my 13-year-old daughter. My daughter also spends a lot of time on social media, scrolling, the same as my husband. Having Nino constantly on his cell phone is not a good example for our 13-year-old.
I don't think I set a bad example to her because I always tell her, I'm an adult. If she's on her phone, she has to get off her phone.
My daughter and husband being on social media so much, I feel like if I disappeared, nobody would even notice.
So she's verbally telling him to get off the phone, but she doesn't manifest any real boundaries. You're allowing him to continue the behavior without any consequence. Just like with our children, if we allow them to just have the same negative behaviors, but don't change anything in our behavior toward them, then they're going to feel like it's okay. So you're allowing him to stay in this pathological, dysfunctional relationship with you, and you keep hoping that something will change, but you're the one who's going to have to create the change by creating real boundaries with him.
Well, I don't actually tell him to get off, because I'm not his mother, and I'm not going to tell him what he can do and what he can't do.
Right, it's not your role.
But what he needs to understand, or I somehow have to find a way to get a point across to him that when he does it at inappropriate times, it's upsetting to me, because that's when it makes me feel like we don't have any communication at all. Like when we go out to dinner, when we're on a trip, like I don't understand why you can't take a break from it. It's not like sometimes when we go out to dinner, it's every single time we go out to dinner.
When you talk about going on a trip, 4 hours trip and talking to you, you're gonna fall asleep and I'm the one driving, I need to be like busy because I'm going on a trip. So I don't see where you make a big deal out of that, honestly.
So you're on social media while you're driving?
Yeah.
And not only is he on there, it crosses over.
People who are on social media for so many hours a day are disconnected from themselves. This addiction serves as a distraction because they're unable to be with themselves. They cannot sit still, they cannot be present, and they cannot be connected. Let me ask you, Donna, do your needs for connection, for companionship, get met in this relationship?
I'm going to have to say no because of not being able to have that connection when we're out eating dinner or we're somewhere.
Correct. So now you have to decide, especially as a role model for your daughter, what kind of woman do you want to show her so she can have a prototype in her adult relationships about getting your needs met, about feeling like you have a voice in your relationship, that you have a true mutual connection. Right? So that's up to you to embody and embrace so that you can be a role model for her. Instead of being pleading and clinging or needy, you have to create a new way of being so that she can follow a strong, empowered woman who doesn't have to run after her partner to get her needs met.
Coming up, we're going to talk to a doctor who says he fell victim to a social media addiction. And the difference is he recognized it and did something about it. We'll be right back. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.